Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Move Podcast. So, Aaron Donald retires. One of the greatest interior linemen we've ever seen. I mean, I know that people are going to want to compare him to LT and, all this other stuff. And we got to look at things a little differently for Aaron Donald. Not in a negative way. The way I view it is this. LT, great, phenomenal. Great edge rusher. All right. Played in an era where offense wasn't as dynamic and potent as it is today. So for Aaron Donald to play in this era of football, where the offenses clearly have a huge advantage over the defense, I mean, he was still able to shine. It was 8-time first team All-Pro, 10-time Pro Bowler, made the Pro Bowl this year. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, Super Bowl champion. Some people can make the case that he could have been Super Bowl MVP. And look, Aaron Donald's an interior defensive lineman, right? I mean, getting doubled non-stop in the middle, night in, night out, or at least every Sunday. He's getting stacked, and you would be stupid not to double him because Aaron Donald would wreak havoc on your D line, man, or on your offensive line. So good for Aaron Donald to retire. I still think he had a little left in the tank, but he's not going to drag it on where, the Rams are eventually going to release him or whatever. And he's just, trying to ring chase. And even if Aaron Donald ring chase, even Aaron Donald at 32, I mean, he can still contribute massively to a team, right? He could take a pay cut and go somewhere. Let's say, what's a good competitive team? Let's say he decides to go to the Detroit Lions or go to a team that's on the cusp, go to the Eagles, or heck, take a cheap deal and go to the Cowboys, right? I mean, it still contribute massively. But he has nothing else to prove. I mean, they won that Super Bowl. That was the only thing really missing off his resume. Not that he can really control that, because teams winning the Super Bowl is heavily based on the production of the offense. And once they got Matthew Stafford, they had everything in place. Cooper Kupp had a crazy season. So I mean, everything worked out. And Donald contributed massively on the defensive side of the ball. Got a lot of coaches' jobs. So yeah, what a hell of a career for me. Aaron, I mean, listen, I don't rank. Listen, for me, my favorite defensive player of all time for me is Troy Polamalu. I'm not gonna list. I like Ed Reed, of course. Everybody likes Ray Lewis, and I think and listen, he didn't win a championship, but I like Patrick Willis. But for Aaron Donald, he's up there. He's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Fame, no brainer, easy. Yeah, where does he rank amongst the greats in NFL history? I mean, what could he be a top 5 defensive player of all time? When you look at the linemen, the corners, all that, people look at Darrelle Revis, one of the best corners ever to play this game. Deion Sanders, right, one of the best corners ever, right? So, where does he rank on the macro level of defensive players in the history of the NFL? I think he's up there. He can put a top 5, in my opinion. But again, I can't really give you a crazy top 5. My top 5 is based on what I've seen. I can't go back to the early 90s, 80s, 70s, and stuff like that. But yeah. So y'all let me know what y'all think about Aaron Donald retiring, man. Thanks for listening. Please like, subscribe. I'm out.